Hey YouTube, it's Milo here, and I'm super stoked for Conspiracy. Magic the Gathering and Loading Ready Run released a video yesterday that had the first Conspiracy gameplay footage with a lot of interesting characters, and it just got me thinking about its ramifications in Cube and how these cards are going to affect Cube and which of these cards should we add to Cube. So I've come up with a couple solutions and we're going to go over those as well. But first, the two cards that are for sure making the Cube. The first of the two Conspiracy cards that I want to test out, Dak Faden. He's a cheap Planeswalker. That's better than Tybalt, so that's definitely a good thing. Also, red-blue, I think, is probably filled with the most filler cards. There's definitely cards that I can cut from my cube that are red-blue, and I don't mind adding another Planeswalker, especially one that that has so many abilities that are interesting. Being able to gain control of somebody's sword, or Jitte, or Skullclamp, or I don't know, any number of things is pretty cool. And on top of that, the +1 ability is definitely great for maybe a Grixis Reanimator, even just to filter out those lands that you draw late game. Now this next card is a little bit more questionable. Tyrant's Choice. So it's 1 and a black, and it's a sorcery. And it says, will of the council, starting with you, each player votes for death or torture. If death gets more votes, each opponent sacrifices a creature. If torture gets more votes, or the vote is tied, each opponent loses 4 life. You see, Tyrant's Choice, if it's a 1 and a black sorcery, each opponent loses 4 life, it would be comparable to Flame Rift, which is a card that I really like in Cube. Of course, Tyrant's Choice is just black, it's not red. And red is the color that you would want this sort of effect in. Black has been getting more aggressive lately with cards like the Gnarled Scarhide and Master of Feasts and Herald of Torment. All of these cards have been changing the way people could play black in Cube. So I think that Tyrant's Choice is another card that could support that strategy. Now, having said that, there are definitely more than 2 cards I was super excited about in all the spoilers for Conspiracy. But a lot of these cards I just don't know what to do with. I mean, who doesn't want to play something like a Conspiracy like Power Play in Cube? I mean, I think that card is crazy, but how high do you pick something like that? Or Advantageous Proclamation also seems pretty interesting, but again, how high do you pick something like that? I'm sure we're going to find out when we actually start drafting Conspiracy. We'll get to evaluate Conspiracies, which I think is going to be one of the most interesting learning curves that's involved in this entirely new draft format. And then also the cards that change the way you draft, like Lore Seeker. The first way to handle this is to just make a new cube with only Conspiracy cards. You can make a Conspiracy cube, and off the top of my head, you could do something like 1 of each mythic, 2 of each rare, 3 of each uncommon, 4 of each common. Similar play experience, probably not a very similar draft experience because you're going to be opening up multiple rares and mythics. What I would recommend doing, and what I am going to be doing, is a cube expansion. With a cube expansion, you can have cards like all of these Conspiracy cards. In addition to that, you can be playing, if you want, if you're so inclined, you could take all of the Unglued and Unhinged cards and some of the holiday cards, and you could use those as well. You could throw them into the Conspiracy expansion. So when your friends get together, maybe it's a holiday, you want to spice things up, you want to make it special, you use the cube expansion. But let me know what you think. Let me know if you think all of these cards should just make main cube. Or how would you design your Conspiracy cube? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.